Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is the Farzy Show, presented by MyBookie, MyBookie.ag, and it's wonderful to have you along for the ride. Oh, my goodness gracious. The 76ers have won 4 in a row. The 4 in a row part is not nearly as much worth celebrating as Joel Embiid dropping 37 points in another game where he actually played more than 30 minutes. And hey, he didn't get ejected either, so there's that. Also, Gershon Yabusele came out last night in that second quarter with a nice posterizing dunk. We'll get to the 76ers game last night that tipped off at 10 o'clock. Now, 2 more games left on the West Coast where the Sixers are going to tip off at 10 o'clock before coming back to the East Coast to take on the Nets. So I'll fill you in on everything that went down for the 10 o'clock tip-off that I know most of you weren't up for last night. However, the big story continues to be what is going to happen with Saquon Barkley. What decision will the Philadelphia Eagles make as a franchise, whether it's Nick Sirianni or Howie Roseman? We'll continue to follow that story. The players will be back in the building today. You'll hear from Nick Sirianni later in the show saying how he actually gave the guys off. Oh, what? Victory Monday. They actually get to enjoy the Victory Monday. There was no speech in the locker room that ended with, see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. No, he actually gave them the day off. So maybe that shows you where things are trending. People getting days off. Maybe Saquon on Sunday against the Giants. We can read into it, and we will, until we know whether or not he's playing. I would find it extremely odd that Nick Sirianni would go with gamesmanship against the Giants in a game that means nothing. In a game that, it could mean something. You could get your 14th win of the season, as I highlighted yesterday. Nick Sirianni is the only coach in Eagles history to win 14 games in a season. He could do it twice. So there's that. Then there's the other. There's the Saquon Barkley idea of whether or not he's going to play and break Eric Dickerson's record, which he could very well do in the first half if he really put his mind to it. That's Nick Sirianni. That's Kellen Moore. That's Saquon Barkley. And that is also this Eagles offensive line. Because if Nick Sirianni wants to give the O-line a break, but play Saquon Barkley, that would be ill-advised. However, I can't help myself. I was doing a hit yesterday with CBS 3. And they asked me, the obvious question that everyone's talking about. Would you play Saquon? And I talk about this in sports a lot where it comes to this book. Like, people talk about doing things by the book. And don't get me wrong. 99 times out of 100, I like the book. You do what the book says. An example earlier in the season was the Saquon Barkley dropped pass against the Falcons. By the book, you run the football. You keep milking clock, and you still get that first down. Okay. Or you design a play where you think your guy's going to be wide open. He makes the catch, and you win. Simple as that. He catches it, first down. No, it was stopped for a 1-yard loss or anything like that. No, go for it. You win the game. That's not by the book. Didn't go by the book, and unfortunately came back to bite them in the old behind. Playing Saquon Barkley on Sunday is emphatically not by the book. You can't help yourself in this game. The only thing that you could do in this game is get Saquon Barkley 101 more yards to become the all-time leading rusher in a single season. You get him that record. You get the offensive line that record. You get Jeff Stoutland that record. And this is a day and age where assistants are going into the Hall of Fame now. Jeff Stoutland gets a Hall of Fame nod with that record. He's already produced. Lane Johnson could be a Hall of Famer. Likely will be. Jordan Mailata, it's way early, but it could happen. Jason Kelsey, definitely. Landon Dickerson. We're talking about a lot of guys here that could be going to the Hall of Fame under the tutelage of Jeff Stoutland. You get that man a 2,106-yard rusher in regular season, the ticket punched to Canton. In all honesty, that's one of the reasons I'm rooting for it. Another reason is Saquon doing it against the Giants would continue what has been maybe one of the most horrific seasons of a franchise in sports history. And what's so unique about it is that it's all captured on film. The entire process of making the decision and an idea that Saquon Barkley coming back to the Giants would be a terrible idea. This also coming on the heels of already making the decision to sign Daniel Jones to a long-term deal, only to cut him, only to allow or excuse me, to bench him, then cut him. Then Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles, where he beats the brakes off of you. And in the following year, sets the new franchise, or sets the new NFL record. Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. There's that book that says don't play him. I think go through the entire thing. No, there's no world where Saquon Barkley should play. But this would be an extremely rare exception. And from just a football standpoint, if Jalen Hurts is healthy enough to play, and the fact that there was no update offered yesterday, regardless of players being in the building or not, I think if I'm the head coach of a football team, I would want hour by hour, if not minute by minute updates as to how my quarterback is feeling. Mum was the word from Nick Sirianni. Hadn't even talked to the medical staff yet. If Jalen Hurts is healthy enough to play, I want him going out there for at least a couple series. I want him to get that rhythm back with his receivers. I want him to, have more than 11 snaps over the last 3 games it'll be to end the regular season before going into the postseason, especially when it's a quarterback, as I pointed out yesterday, that just talked about how not in sync his passing game was with the receivers, with his throws, with everything. And I know he played great against the Steelers, amazing against the Steelers. Is that what you all wanted to see? Right? That's what he said after the game. Well, that wasn't that long ago. And now he's going to play 11 snaps in the final 3 games of the regular season and then just jump into the playoffs and be on point. And it's not just him. It's not like, oh, now he's going to be erratic with his throws. It's not just that. It's that these guys got off the same page horribly against the Panthers, back on the same page beautifully against the Steelers, and now all of a sudden he's just going to go right back to being completely in sync with everybody. I hope so, but I have my doubts. So when you talk about this game meaning nothing, yes, standings wise, but I would treat this game similarly to a preseason game. Get your reps in. You have one common goal in mind. That's the only difference, and that's Saquon getting out there. But it's a offensive line, it's a quarterback, and it's a running back, making sure they don't get at all rusty by putting their guard down and sitting out an extra week when, unfortunately, throughout the regular season, they didn't earn that first round bye. This could be the exception as well when you talk about, you can still get that first round bye for your starters, or at least that 1 week bye for your starters. When it all comes down to it, I'm all for playing Saquon Barkley in this game. You have a shot at history, a 40-year record. Saquon, I think, has earned it throughout the season in games such as the Giants game, where Nick Sirianni went up to him and said, hey, you have an opportunity here to set a new record for yourself, personal best. Do you want to get it? And he said, no, let the other guys eat. Well, the other guys have been eating. And opportunities that Saquon Barkley helped create throughout the season, if you're Saquon, I think you want to play in this game. And I think Saquon said it best yesterday. This is one of my favorite things. And I'll go to this real quick. This is one of my favorite things Saquon had to say yesterday. Listen to this.
The way I look at it, if it's in God's plan, then it is. If, I'm not, overly trying to go get it. I'm not scared of it. Like, I would love to, but at the end of the day, also we got bigger things that we're focusing on, and we're able to clinch the division right here. Whether it's we play next week or not and rest, I'm fine with that too, because I didn't come here and sign here just to, rush for 2,000 or break a record. I want to do something special, and meaning special with the team.
That answer literally checks every box. I'm not afraid of it. Oh, you could go out there and you could go for it, but you could get injured. Not afraid of it. And one of the arguments to play him is to not play the game scared. I see that from a lot of people, not playing the game scared. Well, I understand that. And I don't, scared is, I don't like using that word because that makes people that are also trying to be responsible It just seems, you're just trying to do something that is very responsible. That's not, well, then you're scared. No, I'm not putting those two things together. That's adjective bullying. That's what I'll call it. But Saquon's saying right there, yeah, I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared of it. And then the part where he says this, I know some people might roll their eyes when people talk about this, or some people might cringe when they talk about this, but when he says if it's in God's plan, when you talk about people that are religious, I go to Chad Lewis. If you remember Chad Lewis, the Eagles tight end, broke his foot in the NFC Championship game leading up to the Super Bowl. I believe it was the NFC Championship game leading up to the Super Bowl. I remember talking to Chad Lewis about that because he had great years, a Pro Bowler and all that. And you missed out on this opportunity to play the biggest game of your life. And I'll never forget the smile on his face. And it was like so convincing. He goes, when that happened, I was so grateful. I was like, you're grateful. I was like, okay, hold on. Like, we weren't even on microphones at this point. And he's like, I was so grateful. He's like, I have a family that loves me and God loves me. And I was like, huh? What? I mean, that sounds great and all, but like players find that peace. So the only reason I highlight what Saquon Barkley is saying there is because some people might take it the most negative way possible. We're saying he had a shot at the record and Nick didn't play him and now he doesn't like Nick, or he had a shot at the record and Howie and the organization stepped in and said, you're not playing. We got bigger things. He is telling you he's going to be cool either way, just like he was in New York. North Jersey against the Giants in the first matchup of the season when he had an opportunity to go for a new season, or new personal best, a new game high, and he said, let the other guys eat. He's good either way. But I can't help but think he really wants to play in this game. If the offensive line's getting the day off, if Jalen is healthy but gets the day off, then I could totally, that's going to be the end-all, be-all. These guys aren't playing. You really want to go out there with a whole offensive line of backups? All right. I could see Nick playing him playing him a half. And I was watching, who did I catch yesterday? I caught Shannon Sharp. I caught our friend Dan Orlovsky talking about it. And they were like, both, I was surprised. Let him play. Orlovsky talked about playing a half. Give him a half. It's possible he could get 60-yard run on the first play of the game, something crazy like that, right? But if that's the case, what if he's a couple yards shy? What if he's 10 yards shy at halftime? How definitive is that line going to be? It's going to have to be pretty definitive. And that's where it's going to be bigger than him. The line will have to be a half. And if it's anything close, that's got to be, there's no way you're going to take him out. If he gets a 90 yards in the first half, if he gets 75 yards in the first half, you're really going to take him out? It's a difficult decision. I will say on this Tuesday morning, my gut feeling on everything. Well, let me let you hear from Nick Sirianni, because this is everything he had to say about it yesterday. I'll give you Barkley, Hurts, and then playing third stringers is something else that jumped out at me yesterday regarding what Nick Sirianni had to say. But here he is when he was asked, second question of the press conference yesterday about playing Saquon Barkley. Hey, Nick, you going to play him or not?
Yeah, still not there. And then, obviously I gave the players off today. They'll be back in a couple days, or they'll be back in by the next time I talk to you, they'll be back in. And so I'll always inform them before I inform anybody else I know you guys are going to want that answer as soon as you guys can get it. And I'll try to help you guys do your job as much as I possibly can, but I'll always inform our players of things first, but still sorting through things right now at this particular moment.
All right. So Nick Sirianni is supposed to address the media again on Wednesday. If I had to guess, this is how Wednesday is going to go. Thanks for taking the time, Coach. Let's go to Ruben Frank, NBC Sports Philadelphia. Nick, any decision on Saquon yet? Yeah, still mulling it over. There's a lot of factors that go into this. Obviously, I know you guys got to do your job, and I want to help you do your job. We'll see. I still don't think there's going to be an answer. Here is what he had to say when it comes to Jalen Hurts and his status.
Yeah, no new information on there. Haven't met with our medical team yet. Still going through our game evaluations today, and then we'll move on here to the Giants. But no new news for you guys on the injury front.
Okay, all right. So you just not even know anything about Jalen Hurts yet. I find that odd. The only reason I play this next clip is to let you know how into the weeds the reporters were willing to get yesterday. Literally asking about third stringers getting action against the New York Giants.
And Nick, this week, if you're able to get some second and third string players snaps, what's the value in that for them and also for the team?
Yeah, again, don't know obviously where we are yet with that. But anytime anybody's able to play, game reps and meaningful snaps in the NFL, that's huge.
Really? That's a positive? You getting to play? That might be, and I almost regret even playing it, but I just wanted you to know how little Nick had to offer yesterday. He talked about the toughness of Kenny Pickett. Oh man, you couldn't shut him up about the toughness of Kenny Pickett playing with the banged up ribs and all that stuff and how well he played. And you know what? I agree with him. It was great. But anything as far as information that we all wanted, we're all seeking, we all want to know, is a big old bag of nothing from Nick Sirianni. Wednesday, there might be somewhat of an update. Like if Jalen Hurts is in the building, people are going to see Jalen Hurts in the building. Okay. But I imagine a very similar conversation with the head coach come Wednesday when he's addressing the media again at large. I know he's supposed to be on WIP this morning. So that'll be before the players are in the building, most likely. Even if it isn't, he could still say they're not here yet. Some of the guys aren't here yet, so we're waiting. I just don't think we're going to get anything of substance from Nick before he addresses the media, and even on Wednesday. And even when he does, it'll probably be a Friday thing. Maybe Kellen Moore can offer something if he's addressing the media today. That'll be fun. That'll be a good thing. A couple other things from post-game that I didn't get into too much yesterday. I saw a headline before I saw the press conference or the media session, and it was Micah Parsons. And Micah Parsons he really dug his own grave before this game with all the stuff about F Philly and all that stuff. And I know he kind of said it all tongue in cheek and all that, but no right to say that after this game, certainly. And apparently he was asked by a reporter, he didn't look 100% in the second half of this game. And this is why he didn't look 100%, allegedly.
Yeah, Saquon hit me, he chipped me right in my ribs and kind of like shocked me a little bit. You know how it is. It was just a good, not anticipating rib shot. And it kind of slowed me up. But for the most part, man, I'm good. And I'm looking forward to finishing the season strong.
Okay. Saquon had a good chip on him. So good job there, Saquon Barkley. Phenomenal job, as a matter of fact. Now, the other thing also got a lot of headlines when it came to Micah Parsons after this game. I have heard a lot of dumb things in my time. Ridiculously stupid things. And a lot of times it'll leave me looking at an athlete like, what did you just say? Robert Covington is a guy that I really liked. I liked Rocco. Okay. One time he said something that I just went, I'm sorry, what? Like the context of this is important because people could say, oh, I understand what he's saying, but the context. People were asking him about how he was really struggling from three. Kind of like Paul George has been doing for the Sixers as of late. But anyway, they're asking Robert Covington, hey, so you're really struggling with your shot. What do you need to improve? Just to make them. I got to make the shots. As another reporter. So when you struggle like this, like, what do you do to get better? And then finally, he just said, I'm not struggling. My shot's just not falling. When you're a 3-and-D guy and the 3 ain't there, that's 50% of your game not there. I would call that struggling, just like any rational thinking human being would. Now, if we're talking about the mental anguish of not performing, then fine, maybe you're still confident as hell. Good for you. but we're talking about half your game not being there. That's called struggling. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Micah Parsons yesterday, he reminded me of Lil Toots coming up with an excuse as to why she was coloring on our nice dining room table. And I saw her color on our nice dining room table. And she knows she's not supposed to color on the dining room table. And it's like, but Dad, what if it wasn't the dining room table that I was coloring at? I'm like, well, then I'd be happy. But you were coloring at the dining room table. Please stop doing it. Anyway, Micah Parsons yesterday on, hey, what the hell went wrong for the Cowboys against the Eagles?
You look at their play, they had 2 big runs and 3 good deep shots. Other than that, we made them earn it, and you take away the scoreboard. It was about 5 plays that decide this game. And you hate to say that because it's a lot of football, but the 2 deep shots to Devontae Smith and the one to AJ Brown, and also Devontae on that slam. For the most part, we're making them earn it. 3 yards, 2 yards, 4th and 1s, which is good football for when you're playing a team like the Eagles, but the other side is that when you play in those big teams, we understand big plays is going to happen. You understand, all right, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, some of the best guys in the league, they're going to make a big play. But you got to limit that big play margin from maybe from that 5 point to 1. You can handle 1 big play, but you can't give a team like that many big plays.
Oh, okay. So A.J. Brown, all right, you got him. Devontae Smith, you got him. He didn't really even mention Saquon Barkley. How about Greg Calcaterra coming up with a 34-yard reception? You didn't mention that. How about Kenny Pickett throwing dimes? How about oh my God, Tanner McKee came in, made 3 completions, 2 of them were touchdowns. What are you gonna do about that? That's pretty insane. What are you gonna do about a pick 6 from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? What do you do about 4 takeaways for the Eagles defense? But the best thing, and I think I have to make it one of our drops here. I mean, we have. We got that. I got, let's see. This isn't, that's not really a drop because it has no sound to it. That's just Nick Sirianni, or Nick, sorry. That's got my Italians confused. That's just Vic Fangio making a meatball right there. That's all that is. I got the Jalen Hurts on the, is that what y'all wanted to see? That kind of thing? I think I'm going to have to take away the scoreboard a new drop.
You look at their play, they had 2 big runs and 3 good deep shots. Other than that, we made them earn it, and you take away the scoreboard. It was about 5 plays that decide this game.
Take away the scoreboard. All right, end of the game. Handshakes. Does he think they tied? Is it still 0-0 in the unknown quarter? Because they took away the scoreboard, man. Just take away the scoreboard, and it's totally different. There you go. Take away the scoreboard. Take away the scoreboard. Andy Reid's won 5 Super Bowls in Philadelphia. Take away the scoreboard. Okay. If that was said in this beautiful city of Philadelphia by any athlete at any point ever, it would live in infamy. Take away the scoreboard. You know what that is? That's what we doom in Philadelphia. And what is that? A moral victory? The definition of a moral victory, in my opinion, is, hey, take away the scoreboard. How did they play? They allowed 7 splash plays. Okay, you take away those 7 splash plays. You limit them to 1. And then you take away the scoreboard, and you got your victory. What kind of victory? Oh, morally speaking, it's a victory. I remember Jay Ajayi, when he came to the Eagles, I think it was the previous season that he had 3 200 rushing yard games. I think that's what it was. And I remember a caller, I was on the radio, then a caller said, he called in and said, Jay Ajayi's not that good. I mean, you take away those 3 200-yard games, and what do you got? And I remember Al Morgani beat me to it. He just goes, how many 200-yard games are you taking away? I'm sorry, how many splash plays are you taking away from the Eagles in this game in which you have taken away the scoreboards there, Micah Parsons? I say this with all due respect. With all due respect to my Penn State people. That's your boy. Come get your boy. Stop partying with Saquon for a second and just reel Micah Parsons in, okay? Just real. Is it Hurts or is it the system, Micah Parsons? Moral victory. Go! Do you think the Cowboys fans will give a damn about that? The actual Cowboys fans, not the ones in our area. Take away the scoreboard. The world would be imploding right now if the Eagles lost this game to the Cowboys and I don't know, Zach Bond, I don't know, defensively speaking, take away the scoreboard. Take away the scoreboard. That's really one of those things where I'm going to bed tonight and I'm just going to be like, take away the scoreboard. That's hilarious. Right before I pass out. So anyway, that's what you got. That's what you got. As far as one more thing that I'll say about the Eagles going forward here, obviously we got to wait to see what's going on with Jalen Hurts. I like to break this down to two things. One is my prediction does not match my desire when it comes to the Saquon Barkley decision. My prediction is that Nick Sirianni goes by the book because he knows if he has to play Saquon and Saquon goes for the record, then the offensive line is going to have to start. Jalen Hurts is going to have to be out there because you're going to want to get this done as fast as humanly possible and get him out of the game. Now, that doesn't mean that you give him 20 carries in the first half. That means that in the first half, you have him go out there and you go, hey, man, you better break off a couple real quick because I don't want these guys out there any longer than they have to be. I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think this organization wants to play Jalen Hurts. I don't think this organization wants to put the offensive line out there. And I don't think they want Saquon Barkley to be out there, bottom line. Stretching and forcing a situation and going for a record. I don't think they want their starters to play. I think they have an opportunity here to kind of get this bye week under their belt, get some other guys going, see what some other guys on this team could do for you, see if Jahan Dotson could be, oh man, I don't even want to say it, be a number one receiver for a week. See if he could be that guy with Kenny Pickett or Tanner McKay or even Ian Book, you know? Maybe get some more reps. Maybe Jeremiah Trotter Jr. starts at linebacker for this squad. I think if they had their druthers, they would be resting these guys. And I think it is indicative of this Monday victory that they get the day off. And that's kind of the way the week's going to be. I think the Eagles are going to treat this week a lot like a lot of people are treating this week, which is, oh, it's New Year's. All right, we're not really going to do as much work as we normally do. You know? I think the Eagles are going to treat it the exact same way. It's that week between Christmas and New Year's. We're like, wait, what day is it? By the way, it's Tuesday morning. That's how I think they're going to do it. That's my prediction. The number one, the closest thing to a smoking gun right now is Lane Johnson's comments after the game against the Cowboys.
I mean, Eric Dickerson's record was 16 games, so if it was 17 games, it's not going to make sense anyway. So, Eric Dickerson is who he is. Saquon is who he is, and we just want to get to 2,000, and we were fine with that. And so, yeah, better be safe than sorry.
If Lane Johnson is telling you, yeah, better be safe than sorry, he's letting the cat out of the bag. It's similar to Kenny Pickett at his locker before this game. We're like, oh, is Jalen going to get activated? Is Jalen going to be out of concussion protocol? Hey, Kenny, are you playing on? So you're playing Sunday? Yep. It's like, wait, hold on. Everyone's trying to be secretive about what's going on and who's going to be the starting quarterback. Hey, Kenny, you playing on Sunday? Yep. Oh, okay. Thanks, Kenny. There was another instance. Zach Bond, I think, led on about having the green dot last week in his locker. He's being asked about, just typical stuff, just regular questions, nothing too revealing. And he talked about, because I'll have the green dot this week, so we want to make sure we have everything down. And Nakobe Dean had the green dot, and it's like, hold on, Why do you have the green dot? What's going on with Kobe Dean? Duh. Because it wasn't known that an abdominal injury was going to keep Kobe Dean out of the game against the Cowboys. It was like, well, I'm just trying to, like, we like to have with the dot, with the green dot, we like to have it's good to know whether or not the green dot, but guys, it's good to have some versatility with the green dot. I was like, oh, maybe the Kobe's not playing in this game. That's the way it's breaking down. So as far as this game goes, my prediction is he doesn't play. And again, my prediction does not match my desire. My desire is that he plays. My desire is that you have your own O-line out there. My desire is that Jalen Hurts is healthy and he gets out there and he gets a couple of series. Yes, you work on the passing game the same time you're trying to do things for Saquon Barkley. Yes, you use the run to open up the pass. You just get this like a preseason game for Jalen Hurts, like a practice, like a glorified practice against this Giants team. I don't even need to see him be particularly great. I just need to see him be out there so he's not just playing 11 plays in the last 3 weeks of the season. My desire is obviously for him to be healthy. My prediction is even if he is, he's still not playing. My desire is for Saquon Barkley to be out there behind an offensive line that will help put him in the all-time record books. But listening to Lane Johnson right there, 2,000 is enough. We just wanted to get to 2,000 and then better safe than sorry. I don't mind getting greedy at this point. You have an opportunity to do something absolutely incredible. All-time rushing record and a Super Bowl championship. For me, I don't think it's one or the other. I think you can have both. And when you have an opportunity to have greatness, why not double down on it? I know some people can talk about, the dog that has a bone in its mouth sees its reflection and then barks to get the other bone, to get that dog's bone, and ends up losing the one that's in his mouth. For me, I don't really subscribe to that. Go get it. It would mean so much to the O-line, despite what Lane Johnson has to say. And it would mean so much to Jeff Stoutland. And I was really happy, actually. Dan Orlovsky, after I had already talked about it, not that I'm not implying like Dan stole it from me. It's not what do you call it, an original thought. I mean, it's just facts. I did the hit on CBS 3. Then later I saw Dan Orlovsky talking about it as well, about what it would mean for Jeff Stoutland. How incredible. To not just be, actually, you know what? That's one thing I didn't look up. To not just be the offensive line coach, but the run game coordinator of the team that set the all-time franchise record and broke a 40-year record. Here's one of the things. Jeff Stoutland, they asked me this question. This was before we started rolling on the interview. If Jeff Stoutland was the run game coordinator the year LaShawn McCoy broke the record, and he was not. Okay. He was the offensive line coach, but he was not the run game coordinator. He wasn't the run game coordinator until the 2018 season. So after the Super Bowl, they bumped him up with a nice new title. So how about that? Not too shabby. While I'm at it, one more thing on LaShawn McCoy. Just want to make sure I have his number right. First year of Jeff Stoutland was the rushing record before it was broken this year by Saquon Barkley. 2,000-yard rusher. That's all we need. Hey, for the people that weren't staying up late, and I don't blame you, the 76ers tipped off against the Portland Trailblazers last night. The Sixers had won 3 in a row. They're going for their 4th win in a row. They had finally put together an actual Lou Brown winning streak of 3 in a row. And now they've won 4 in a row. The game started off sloppy as hell. Joel Embiid, Paul George, Kelly Oubre. It was some errant passing. Let's call it that. But the Sixers got their you-know-what together in the first quarter, but it started out ugly. They ended up winning that first quarter by 2 points. They ended up winning the second quarter by 8 points. They ended up winning the third quarter by 9 points. And they ended up winning the fourth quarter by 4 points. Add that all up, And eventually what you get is a 22-point victory, 125-103. Sixers get the win. 4 straight wins should not be a brag in December as a season-long win streak for your 10-9-8 76ers. But unfortunately, given the unfortunate circumstances of this season, 4 wins in a row is a brag. Joel Embiid, though, is the headline in this game. There's a headline play that we'll talk about in a second, but Joel Embiid now has played in 11 games this season. In 8 of those games, he's played 30 minutes or more. In 5 of those games, he's put up 30 points in those 11 games that he's played. 7 of those 11 games, he scored at least 20 points. Now, keep in mind, this also includes a game where he played, I think it was 11 minutes against the Spurs before he was thrown out. And he also came 1 rebound shy last night of his 3rd double-double in that stretch. But 37 points is a season high for Joel Embiid. And as I mentioned, another very important number is that it's the 8th game in those 11 where he's played more than 30 minutes. I believe it was a total of 36 minutes last night for Joel Embiid. In 36 minutes, he scored 36 minutes, 37 points, 9 rebounds, 3 on the offensive side of things, 3 assists in the game, 4 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a plus 26. There was one point, and I want to say it was in the second quarter, where he got an air ball rebound under the Portland Trailblazers basket, under the basket, dribbled the length of the court, and then put DeAndre Ayton in spin cycle in for an easy layup. That was a healthy Joel Embiid running up and down the floor. That looked like a Joel Embiid who could have easily gotten 45 if he would have played really at all in the fourth quarter. It was a pretty impressive 76ers victory last night. And the guy that was headlining it for them was Mr. 37 points, Joel Hans Embiid. That's the first quarter. Let me see when he checked out. He did play in the fourth quarter. I just want to see when he checked out. Because they got him to the bench pretty early. Yeah, 6:41 mark, actually. So they went up 107-84 after a Caleb Martin 2, and they're like, all right, I think that's enough. I think it's enough for Joel Embiid. But 36 minutes last night, 37 points, great performance by him. Gershon Yabusele. After the game, Andre Drummond goes up to him, and he's doing the post-game interview. He had 16 points in the game. 11 of them came in the second quarter. He had a posterizing dunk in the second quarter that resulted in N1, which he converted for a 3-point play. And if you didn't see it, you could see it on, well, it's all over the internet. After the dunk, Ala Abdelnaby just yells, that man had a family. I mean, it was a perfect posterizing dunk. I'm blanking on his name. Abdia, I think it is. Abdia? Yeah. Of the Blazers. Gershon Yabusele goes up, dunks just violently on him. Put it on a poster, certainly. Al Abdelnaby yells, put that man on a that man has a family. Then they get then he hits the free throw for the 3-point play, and the Sixers dominated the game pretty much from that point on. After the game, Andre Drummond goes up to Gershon Yabusele, who's doing the post-game interview, and he just says, 6th man of the year, this guy's going to get paid. He pulls the microphone in close and he goes, this is the 6th man of the year right here. This man's going to get paid in April. Yeah. It just might happen. And then you think about the journey going from Boston to Europe for 6-7 years, and then playing in the gold medal game, then coming back to the NBA, signing with the Sixers, and playing as well as he has played this season. Rebounds, 3-pointers, close to getting to about 10 points a game. He's at 9.6 points per game right now. He has been Johnny on the spot for the Sixers. If Embiid's been injured, he's played center. If Andre Drummond's been out, he's come in and played those backup center minutes. If you need somebody to come out there and hit some threes from the wing, he's a man to be able to hit some threes from the wing. Yeah, obviously a much improved player, but also a player that the 76ers desperately need this year, especially in the first couple of months of the season when you're scraping by. 13-17 now on the season. The Sixers are now tied for 10th place in the Eastern Conference behind or tied with the Detroit Pistons. And here we are on December 31st. The Sixers have 13 wins, and they've managed to tie the Philadelphia Eagles for wins at this point in the 2024 calendar year. Many didn't think it was possible. But 4 wins in a row, a healthy Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey dropping in 23 points last night, Kelly Oubre coming up with 8 steals. I didn't even realize the franchise record for steals in a single game is 9. Michael Carter-Williams has it. Allen Iverson, I believe, has it twice. Hershey Hawkins has it once. And Mo Cheeks has it once as well. And now add Kelly Oubre, just one notch below it. He had 8 steals in last night's game. Pretty spectacular. Also, one more note. Tyrese Maxey last night hit 3 threes in the game. So just as quick as Jared McCain set the franchise record he's the first rookie to do it in general, but for the Sixers, it was also the first Sixer to do it. 8 straight games with at least 3 made three-pointers. Well, now Tyrese Maxey has made 3 three-pointers in 9 straight games to set a new franchise record, and he did that en route to a 23-point performance. And that is your Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Tyrese Maxey. How about that? Hey, let me tell you about the Game Time app. You want to go to a game? Want to go to a concert? Want to go to a comedy show? Game Time app has you covered. 76ers, of course, got the Portland Trailblazers. Win that game. 76ers had the Utah Jazz. Won that game. 76ers now have the Sacramento Kings. I predict Joel Embiid gets that night off, and then he comes back and plays against the Warriors. Then they travel to Brooklyn and take on the Nets in Brooklyn, obviously. And then they finally return home to take on the Phoenix Suns Monday, January 6th, 7 o'clock in South Philadelphia. They got the Suns, and then they got the Washington Wizards Monday and Wednesday. You want to go to those games? Download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, use promo code Farzi, and get $20 off your first purchase on the Game Time app. Concerts, comedy shows, they have last-minute ticket deals, flash ticket deals. They even have ticket deals for an hour after the event starts for mega huge savings. So let's say you're going to a concert or a comedy show. You might miss the opener. You might miss the middle, but you'll see that headliner that you love so much at a great discounted rate, courtesy of the Game Time app. And how about this? Game Time Picks feature allows you to filter out all the fluff, so you get right down to it. The best seats at the best prices when you toggle the Game Time Picks feature on the Game Time app. They also have the all-in pricing feature, which allows you to see exactly what you're paying before you check out. So there's no sticker shock of how do these $30 tickets become $40? What's going on there? Not with the Game Time app when you toggle the all-in pricing feature. So download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code Farzi, and get $20 off your first purchase with the Game Time app. What time is it? Game time. How about PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs? That's PHLSportsNation.com. How about our friends at Sky Motorcars? SkyMotorcars.com. Check out Brett's amazing inventory at SkyMotorcars.com. Let's get into the chat check and see how you wonderful people are doing on this fine Tuesday morning. Jason A., good morning. April, good morning. Wine Niners Wine, good morning. Farzi and friends, have a happy new year. Go Birds, Dallas sucks. I believe you've summed it up. Thomas Brunson, good morning, brother. Good morning to you. April, hope everyone has a happy new year. No drinking and driving. Thank you, April. Absolutely. Here. Is it? I think it's, I've been old for a while now, but like I have zero excitement about tonight. Like I probably won't even stay up. That's lame, right? That's lame. To not even stay up for New Year's. Pretty lame. Happy New Year, everyone. Wish Barkley would play, but I don't see it happen. Okay, so you and I, Jason, are in the same boat. You and I are in the same boat here. Our desires do not match our predictions. Aloha, Farzi? Jake from State. Hello, hola. Or sorry, aloha. That's how you say that. Happy Tuesday of 2024. Last Tuesday. Thank you, T-Pro. Charles said, happy and healthy New Year, Farzi and family. The chat, this is nice. This is nice. Tate Jeffries, laugh out loud. Only 5 big plays. Right? Only 5 big plays. Jesus M. Hello, Jesus M. Any relation to Jesus H? Or Jesus? Don't play the starters. Okay. 16, 17, and 4, by the way. Flyers don't suck. The Flyers don't suck. That is true. Although they just blew one, didn't they? Yeah, I've been lacking on my Flyers coverage, Miss Guzzi. Yeah, against the Kings. They beat the Ducks, lost to the Kings. God, I love that logo. That Kings logo. The old school black and gray. Or black and silver shield. Yeah. That's the way that one went down. They allowed 2 third-period goals. Wah, wah. Played Tanner McKee. You're still going to see Tanner McKee in this game either way. Played Johnny Nelson. Micah Parsons is so friggin' dumb. Yep, Johnny Wilson. That's what you mean. Okay, sorry. Thank you. It sounds like an algebra problem. Add 5 plays, take away the scoreboard to PSU players. That's so great. See you in Vegas, LeFleur. That's so random that you said that. For whatever reason, my buddies and I have... did I start it? Yeah, I did start it because I was going through a big Die Hard kick over Christmas. And I'm not one that goes Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I don't say that. If Bruce Willis tells you at the roast of Bruce Willis that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, then it's officially not a Christmas movie. For it to be a Christmas movie, Christmas has to be the center of the plot. Like, it's almost like you have to do something in time for Christmas for it to be a Christmas movie. This was Nakatomi Plaza getting taken over. It could have been any holiday. Now, was it Christmas? It absolutely was Christmas. Could have been any day. Could have been just a company party. But the line, now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. But yeah, I'm not in the school if it's Christmas. But I'm in a big Die Hard kick. So anyway, I tell you all that because what's his name? Justin Long has been a subject in our text chain because we were debating whether or not there was ever a peak Justin Long run. And my argument was there absolutely was. Now, to my mistake, I was calling him Jason Long originally, and none of my buddies corrected me. They all went with it, and they were all saying Jason as well. So maybe that goes to further, as my buddy Bennett proved. Well, this goes to prove there was no peak Justin Long if we even thought his name was Jason. Fair enough. But anyway, he's in dodgeball, and that's where the LaFleur reference comes in. Saquon, did you get all that? Okay, cool. Saquon better get that record. That's Family Guy brain taking over. My apologies. Saquon better get that record. There you go, Cuddy. Why not? Paterno didn't put guys out there like that. Class of 2000 here. Oh, there you go. Good morning, Farzi. Winning 10-13 for the 76ers. Giving them momentum. Hell yeah. Oh, Bond said that they'd be running another package. That's why he had the green dot. That's what it was. Thank you. I couldn't think of the exact quote. John Chaney players. There you go, April. Oof, that takes us back. Tampa Eagle, Faye Farzi, do not play the starters. Womp, womp. Sean Gillespie, Happy New Year. Must actually work? That sucks. Oh, hey, Rob V, what's going on? Here we go again. The Sixers have 4 in a row. Whale. Wake me up when they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. I am not letting this team suck me back in. Hey, man, let's just enjoy. Let's enjoy. That's all I'm going to do. Look, it's significant that Joel Embiid is playing healthy, playing consistent, over 30 minutes, 37 points, again, season high. But yes, the Sixers are still all about the end. Sixers are all about the playoffs. And that's why my argument in the beginning of the year was, yeah, it sucks that Joel Embiid's not playing. But all that matters is the way this ends. It doesn't matter what's happening in December even. Let me know what's happening in January, February, March, April. That's what matters most. The first quarter slam for Yabusele? Second quarter. If that's what we're talking about. Oubre's defense has been a lot better. I've been an Oubre guy for a while. People are starting to come around. Okay. Just pursue the playoff rushing record. I don't even know what's the most rushing yards in a postseason. Let me see that. Shooter. What's happening? Yeah, I'm not all Rob V. I'm not all in the people that have just defended the Sixers. Yeah, they sound insane. But I'm all about the end of the season when it comes to those 76ers. And that's all anybody should be about. Thanks everybody in the chat. Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. Let's get to the Morning Rush, brought to you by Sky Motorcars, SkyMotorcars.com. I just mentioned those Philadelphia Flyers again, 16, 17, and 4 on the season. They're at it for a New Year's Eve game in San Jose, taking on the Sharks. That's an 8 o'clock puck drop out there in San Jose. Flyers back on the ice tonight, looking to get right back on the winning track. As for your 76ers, yes, tomorrow night they're back at it. They're going to be taking on the Sacramento Kings on at 10 o'clock New Year's Day, going for their 5th straight victory. That's what we'll all be eyeing up for tomorrow. I will keep you guys posted. I will likely be doing a show tomorrow morning. I'll keep you guys posted as to whether or not that's going to happen. I'll do what I did for awful reasons a couple weeks ago when I just put it up there saying no show today. Yeah, New Year's Day, might be taking the day off. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is The Farzy Show. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on The Farzy Show YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Jacob Media YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Seth Joyner YouTube channel as well for all your Eagles pre- and post-game needs. And also, make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, where yours truly is taking you through the rest of this Sixers season with live postcasts following each and every 76ers game. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy New Year. Be safe tonight. Have a good time.